Welcome to No Rush Now. I'm Dee. This is a podcast for sleep, for rest, for those moments when you need the world to slow down just a little. Each episode is a gentle story told slowly, with nowhere urgent to go and nothing dramatic to resolve. Just quiet moments from everyday life here in Australia, woven with memories of India. As we move through each story together, you'll experience effortless mindfulness. You may find yourself noticing your own breath, or feeling your shoulders relax, or drifting into sleep halfway through. This is just a gentle place to land at the end of your day. So find a comfortable position, let yourself settle, and let's wind down together. There's no rush now. Tonight we're on the south coast, a small seaside cottage, a veranda facing west, and a long midsummer evening stretching out ahead of us. We'll wander through the village first, past its quaint little shops, then down to the sand for a slow walk at the water's edge, before settling in to watch the sun go down over the sea. This is a quiet story with no surprises, just warm light, salt air, and the simple pleasure of being nowhere else but here. Let's begin. It's midsummer, and the afternoon has that long, golden quality that only this time of year gives us. Hours yet before the sun goes down, no rush to any of it. I've spent the day pottering around the village. Not far from the cottage, just a short stroll along the main street, past the shop fronts that line it. A second-hand bookshop with a table of paperbacks out the front, their covers sun-faded, the owner sitting inside with a fan going. A little bakery, the smell of it reaching the footpath before I even get close, warm bread and something sweet underneath. And on the corner, the ice cream shop. Every small seaside town seems to have one, doesn't it? A little shop front with a hand-painted sign, a chalkboard listing flavors, a queue even on a quiet Tuesday. I get a scoop, something simple, vanilla, with a swirl of something else I don't quite catch the name of, and I eat it slowly on the walk back, the sun warm on my shoulders, watching it soften and drip a little onto my hand before I catch it with a napkin. No hurry to finish it, just walking and eating and letting it melt at its own pace. Back at the cottage now, I climb the steps to the veranda, the timber warm under my bare feet, and I set myself down in the old cane chair, the one that creaks a little when you shift your weight. I've got a cool drink beside me, my shoes are off, my feet are bare on the boards. From here I can see the water, not too close, a stretch of dune grass and sand between the cottage and the shore, but close enough that I can hear it, that low, constant hush of the ocean. Waves arriving, one after another, not urgent, just steady. Somewhere underneath the bigger sound, there's a smaller one too, If I listen closely, the hiss of water pulling back over sand, drawing itself out, then coming in again. Along the edge of the foreshore, there's a line of tall trees, the kind you see near almost every beach town along this coast. Their trunks are pale, a little twisted, leaning slightly the way they always seem to near the sea, as if the wind has shaped them over years and years. I find myself wondering, not for the first time, why these particular trees are always the ones you find near the water. Every coastal town I've ever visited has them, standing along the dunes like they've always been there, like they belong to the sand as much as the sand belongs to the sea. I don't know the answer. I don't need to know it. It's just one of those small, pleasant things to wonder about, with no urgency to solve it. I decide to walk down before the sun gets much lower. The path from the cottage crosses the dune grass, soft blades brushing against my ankles, and then opens onto the beach. The sand up here, away from the water, is warm and dry, and it's deep. My feet sink into it a little with every step, the grains shifting and giving way beneath me, warm on the soles of my feet. It takes a bit more effort to walk through, a pleasant kind of effort, unhurried. As I get closer to the water, the sand changes. It becomes firmer, cooler. My feet stop sinking, and instead I feel myself walking on top of it now, the surface packed down by the tide. There's a clear line where this happens, a kind of border, dry, soft, pale sand giving way to darker, wet, firm sand. I walk right along that line for a while, noticing the change under each foot. A little further, and the water reaches me. It's not a wave exactly, more a gentle bobbing, the last stretch of a spent wave sliding up the sand and touching my feet, cool and light, then pulling back again. I stand still and let it happen a few times. In, out, in, out. Each time the water rises just over my toes, sometimes reaching my ankles, then retreating, taking a thin layer of sand with it so that I can feel my feet settle very slightly into the ground each time the water leaves. A small, rhythmic thing, nothing dramatic, just the sea doing what it always does, and my feet standing there being part of it for a while. There's noise further along the sand, a flurry of white and grey. A group of seagulls has found someone's chips. A family sitting on a towel, and one bird after another swooping in, bold as anything, landing close enough to make a grab before wheeling off again with a loud, indignant squawk. The family laughs, waves an arm, and the gulls simply regroup a few meters away, strutting along the sand, watching, waiting for another chance. One gull tilts its head at me as I pass, as if assessing whether I might be carrying anything worth stealing. I'm not. It loses interest quickly and goes back to squabbling with the others over some scrap I can't see. The sound of them, that sharp, repetitive call, is such a beach sound. I don't mind it. It belongs here. The same way the tall trees belong here. The same way the smell of salt belongs here. That smell of salt and the sound of the gulls tug at something else for a moment, a flash of memory, brief and warm. Beaches in Mumbai, when I was small, my dad taking me during the summer holidays. Vendors walking along the sand with their baskets, calling out, selling snacks wrapped in old newspaper pages, the print smudging slightly if your hands were damp. And roasted peanuts, warm ones, my favorite, handed over in a little paper cone, salty and hot in my hands. I remember eating them slowly, walking barefoot on a different sand, a different sea, but somehow the same feeling, salt air, noisy birds, nowhere to be. I let the memory sit for a moment, and then I let it go, gently, the way you'd let a wave go back out. Just a small, warm thing, not something to hold on to tightly, just something to notice and be glad of before returning to now. I walk on a little further, my feet still finding that line between wet and dry sand, still feeling the water bob against my ankles now and then when I drift closer to it. The light is changing. I notice it without deciding to notice it. The gold deepening, less white now, more amber, stretching long and low across the water. I turn back towards the cottage, not because I need to be anywhere, but because this feels like the right moment to watch the rest happen from the veranda, from that creaky cane chair with my drink beside me. Back up the steps. My feet are sandy, a little damp still, and I don't bother brushing them off properly, just enough so they're not tracking sand everywhere. I settle back into the chair, and the boards under my feet are still warm, though not as warm as before. The day's heat is easing out of everything, slowly the way it always does. Now the sun is properly beginning its descent. I watch it in stages, not fixing my eyes on it the whole time, just glancing back to it now and then, the way you might check in on an old friend across the room. Each time I look, something has shifted. The light thickens, the color deepens, gold, then a soft orange, then something closer to a warm pink glow near the horizon. The sea below it catches the color too, a long, shimmering path of light stretching from the sun right to the shore, breaking apart gently with each small wave. The gulls have quietened down now, settling somewhere along the sand or up in those tall leaning trees, their calls fewer and further between. A lone walker moves along the water's edge in the distance, small and unhurried, following that same line between wet and dry sand that I was following not long ago. Somewhere out past the break, a boat sits still on the water, barely visible now against the glare. I sip my drink. I adjust the cushion behind me. small movements, nothing that needs doing, just small comforts taken slowly. The sun touches the horizon now, a full, round shape sitting right on the line where sea meets sky, and I watch it in that last stretch, the way it seems to move faster the closer it gets to disappearing, though I know that's just how it looks from here. The color around it deepens further, pink giving way to a kind of soft violet at the edges, the blue above darkening by degrees, and then it's gone. Not suddenly, there's no drama to it, just a last curve of light dipping below the water, and then the horizon is simply a line again, glowing faintly where the sun used to be. The ocean sound is still there, underneath everything else. That same steady hush, waves arriving, waves pulling back, a sound that hasn't paused this whole time, that will keep going long after I've gone inside, long after I'm asleep. I notice how constant it is, how it doesn't need me to listen to it in order to keep happening. The sky above deepens further, blue moving into a soft grey, and then, low near the horizon, the first star appears, just one, faint, and then, if I keep watching, another. The air has cooled now, that gentle change that comes with dusk on the coast, salt still in it, but softer somehow, less sharp than the heat of the afternoon. I sit a while longer, not rushing to stand, just being here in the last of the light, listening to the sea, feeling the cooler air settle over the warm boards of the veranda. Eventually I do stand, unhurried, and make my way back inside. I close the cottage door gently behind me. I turn off one lamp, leaving just a soft glow from another. The sound of the ocean is quieter now, muffled through the walls, but still there. That same steady hush, holding on outside while I settle in for the night. My feet still carry a little of the sand from the beach, and I don't mind that at all. It's a small reminder of the walk. The warm sand away from the water, the cooler, firmer sand right at the edge, the water bobbing against my ankles, coming and going. I think of the tall trees along the dunes, still standing there in the dark now, the way they always do, the way they always will, whatever the reason for it might be. I think of my dad and warm peanuts in a paper cone on a different beach a long time ago. I think of the sun somewhere on the other side of the world now, rising for someone else, and I feel ready, ready for sleep, ready to let the day go the way the light let itself go into the water, without any hurry at all. There's no rush. There's no rush at all.